Hello, beer troopers, and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppers. Today, checking out some beer from Perennial Artisan Ales in St. Louis, Missouri. These guys are some of the OG hype breweries for me. One of the OG hype breweries. I was so, looking to get in and trading for them. And what's crazy right now, I have Mamung in my cellar. I have barrel-aged Abraxas. Last year, I had Vietnamese barrel-aged Abraxas. I have barrel-aged Sump. I like all of these beers. I have an anniversary blend. They were bought in Europe, like insanity. But it's a fantastic brewery. They are basically one of the reasons that Side Project exists, because Corey was a brewer there before starting Side Project. So Side Project was his side project to Perennial, and now he has shared at Side Project, which is his brewer's side project, kind of. So looking forward to this. I think Sump is a great beer. I think I've rated up and down. I think the original grade was like a 96, and I've done a 93 or so, and maybe also one that was a bit lower. I think my least favorite actually Sump variant was the one that they made with Equilibrium, because I thought it was too sweet, the Sump Vanilla Swirl. So we're trying two variants from 24 from this year that I got on Beer Dome. So thanks a ton to Beer Dome for the beers. Beer Dome, again, like, you need to check out the shop. There's a selection of American beer. If you're into American beer, it's crazy. And as you know, I am. I review a lot of American beer. So check them out. Link for the shop is down below. And thanks a ton to Beer Dome for the beers. They are also the ones that supplied all the barrel-aged goodies I talked about. And you might be able to find some of them still. So we're trying two variants of Sump from 24. I even have the 24 barrel-aged version, or the 24 release. It was not put in barrels in 24, which is nuts. But yeah, this is the 24 Sump and the 24 Sump Vanilla Latte edition. What I love is that on these new variants, they actually have the coffees mentioned, which is really cool, and like the process for making them. So they've always been made with Sump coffee. The reason why it's called Sump is because it's made with Sump coffee, a coffee roaster. And it's Imperial Stouts. It's always been an Imperial Stout. They're both, I think, is 11.5%. And I think they're made with a touch of lactose. So it says contain lactose. But this regular version is with Guatemala origin coffee called Jolly Mex. And it's a washed coffee, which is the classic way of treating coffee beans. And the other one is with natural beans, which is one of the more like cool processes for unique flavors, I guess, in coffee. I'm not a big coffee nut, but I know a little bit about it. I once in a while do get some craft coffees. I used to have a subscription for really good coffee, but I stopped because I bought a house and don't have money for that kind of luxury, because this is a luxury enough in itself. So once in a while I'll get some nice bags. But this one is made with also some coffee. That would be fun to try sometime. But Sumatra coffee of origin, and it's called Asmangayo. I've never heard of that. I've heard of neither of these coffee beans. So natural process in this one, and then it's also treated with vanilla. But let's check out the regular version. So pours a pitch white color. Looks like a big rich stout. 11.5% tan head. I mean, it looks like what you expect. Let's check out the aroma on this one. See how it is. It's been a while since I had some Sump. Oh, that smells awesome. Oh, it's so rich on coffee. Fruity coffee beans to me. It doesn't go into green bell pepper, which is really nice. You can get that with coffee beans sometimes, but fuck. This is so coffee heavy. What's funny, there's like vanilla notes to it a little bit, although it's not got vanilla, this version. But it's got this really nice layered coffee nuance. It's charry, slightly roasty. Like, it smells like a stout still. It doesn't smell like all pastry. Yeah, and like nutty, hazelnutty notes. There's some fruitiness, like almost like a bit of blackcurrant or something. It just smells really, really nice, the coffee profile on that. Really liking those vanilla notes too. This smells really good. So vibrant on the coffee still. And this was packaged, I don't know, some kind of code. But I think it was released maybe in early 24. But it still smells vibrant as all hell with the coffee. Like coffee can be great in stouts, but it can also be a little bit, like it really depends on the base beer and the coffee you use. But this smells awesome. Very vibrant. Smells a lot like when you get craft coffees, but in a stout. Smells great. Let's try it. Cheers. Thanks again to Beardo for the beer. Wow, there's a lot of coffee in that. I think it's less roasty than I remember, and more charry. Ah, no, there we go. There's some roasted malt. Good. I want some roasted flavor on my stouts these days. It is just such an onrush of coffee. Like, it's not like super thick, decadent, crazy. Like, it's fairly drinkable for 11.5%. But there's just so much fucking coffee. Like, that's what you want in a coffee stout, I guess, as well. But you can sense. So I think like it has a little bit of a more sweet vanilla note than I remember Classic Sump. I remember Classic Sump being a bit more robust. But again, like, it's memories. You can't really find. I'd had to sit and watch my original review before this to be 100% sure. But right now, I'm really digging the flavor profile. It has like a charry burnt finish, which is nice. And the coffee flavor there is really intense. I'm getting a lot of hazelnut. And then vanilla notes, which I think is from the lactose. It's not overbearing amounts of lactose. And then fruitiness, like almost like a blackcurrant or something. I'm getting a lot of hazelnut in the aftertaste right now, and there's already a bit of vanilla note. I would like a little bit more of a roasted malt personally, just like a little bit more of a roasty edge, but that's about it. But yeah, that's good. So let's try and move on to the vanilla latte edition here. So different coffee and vanilla beans. So this Asmangayo from Sumatra. So again, it's probably going to be a fairly different beer because there's a lot of coffee just in the base beer. And it's a different bean in the two beers. So similar color. I feel like the head might be slightly darker on this one. Just lightly. But otherwise, it looks like the same beer. It's black in color. Tan Hill. Let's check out the aroma. Yeah, so it's quite different, but you can smell like it's heavy on coffee as well. It feels like this has more of like a creamy, custardy vanilla note compared to the original. And maybe a little bit of a green note in this, but not a lot. Yeah, this has more like depth, a bit more roasty. This has more of like Starbucksy vibes. Not necessarily smells like Starbucks, like Frappuccino kind of stuff, but it has more of that like sweetened, like iced coffee kind of vibe. I guess a vanilla iced coffee would be a good comparison. And the base is a bit more subdued than this, but it also smells nice. Let's try it. Cheers. Very different coffee profile. More charry. Wow, it feels very different from the original. It just feels more charry. Like it's the same beer, it's just a different coffee and vanilla beans, and that feels more charry than this. But it also definitely feels more vanilla-y and more like the aroma was like very much like iced lattes or stuff like that. Whereas this was more like straight stout and coffee with vanilla notes. To me, it has a higher level of char, like a char burnt, maybe not burnt, but roasty note that offsets the vanilla, which is really nice. Like it's more of a. It feels more like a deeper roast. I'm not sure how the beans are roasted. They're probably light roast because there's so much fruitiness from the coffees here. But I feel like this one might be a bit more charry, maybe slightly harder roasted than this. I'm not sure. It just worked quite well to offset the sweetness of the perceived sweetness of vanilla beans. Because there's definitely like that kind of vanilla-y, almost a little bit marshmallow fluff-like notes in that one. With more char, toasty maltiness. Both of them have loads of like nutty notes. They're really good coffee stuff, but I love just a touch more roasted malt in both of them. Like they are definitely more modernized stouts, and I'm sure there's been a little bit of a change in the recipe over time. I mean, most brewers do that, but they're really good coffee stouts. So oddly enough, I prefer the vanilla latte simply because it has more of that charry feel, which I really enjoy. Which is weird. I expected it to be sweeter. But it's not like a 96 like the original experience for me with Sump, where I was just like, wow, this is the best thing ever. But they're still really, really nice coffee stouts. They're very close, like they're very similar. It's just one is more charry. I think actually the vanilla notes are very similar on both. Okay, that one definitely has more. It's kind of like this, almost like marshmallowy vanilla feel to it. But it's not like one of these like crazy intense vanilla beers that you can get these days from, some of these breweries that do like massive vanilla editions where it's just like loads of vanilla bean caviar and you just like this onrush of like even umami from the vanilla. It's more like old school vanilla bean stouts where it's not like smack in your face. It's there, but it's not like that. Like, all this is just pure vanilla goodness. But these were awesome coffee stouts. Really good stuff. In terms of grade, I think 93 for the vanilla latte and then 92 for the regular. Oddly enough, I like the vanilla latte the most. Didn't expect that. But check out Brewed as well. Link for their shop is down below. I'm not sure if they still have these around because I bought them quite a while back, but check them out. They have still a fantastic selection of beer. Link for the shop is down below. And yeah, I'm looking forward to be revisiting the barrel-aged Sump. That's going to be fun. But if you guys had these, let me know. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, check the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And I'm going to say cheers and my favorite. And see you guys in another beer review.